All right, we are live on the Coach Eli television network. Welcome to Navigating the Modern World with Coach Eli. Glad you could all join me here tonight on this beautiful, amazing, and very warm, very hot Friday evening here in the San Francisco Bay Area where I am at. I hear the weather is great all over the U.S., so that's some great news. We're enjoying a late summer. I guess they call that an Indian summer, right? Yeah, it is Friday, October 1st, 2021, the first day of October. We are 3/4 of the way through 2021. The holiday season is here. Lots going on and lots to talk about here tonight. But before we get to all that, let me first of all make sure that the YouTube notification has gone out, and it absolutely has. The Queen is here. You're good. Hey, Queen, how you doing? This is going to be a hell of a show. You like this topic, huh, Queen? Woman asks 10 guys out and gets rejected 10 times. I'm sorry. I'm sorry for my lack of professionalism here. I can't help but laugh. This is comical. This is comical. Let me also check out the back end of all three platforms we're streaming on. First of all, the YouTube back end looks good. The back end of Facebook is rolling smoothly. And D-Live is rolling well. All right. Let's get right to it. There's a lot to talk about, and I've got to end this show no later than 1 a.m. Eastern, 10 p.m. Pacific, because somebody is waiting for my call. And somebody behind the scenes was telling me, start your show on time tonight. I know I have a problem with that. I typically start about 5 to 10 minutes late. I've got to get better at that, folks. I'm sorry about that. Ma'am, if you want to send some messages behind the scenes, I'd be happy to read them on the air, as long as they're YouTube friendly and advertiser friendly or social media friendly, because we're also on Facebook and D-Live. Well, D-Live doesn't really care as much, but Facebook and YouTube, yeah, they're pretty strict, and that's okay. I get it. So feel free to share, whatever you'd like to share. But let's get right to it. And I know Dion's going to be here tonight. Sifu Smo is how he pronounces his name. He told me behind the scenes tonight, so I'm no longer going to call him Sifusmo. It's Sifu Smo. That's his martial arts name. And yes, she said, yes, I am. She's watching. In very crystal clear, high quality 1080p at 60 frames per second, high definition, right, ma'am? And great quality sound, right? Let's get right to it. The topic of the show tonight is woman asks 10 men out, gets rejected 10 times, plus more dating stories. One more time. Woman asks 10 men out, gets rejected 10 times. I've never heard anything or seen anything like this, especially nowadays where, women have men crawling at their feet because of the thirsty beta males, right, Queen? The beta mons, beta mons, beta mons, beta mons, beta mons. Yeah, to the woman behind the scenes, my moderators and my audience loves when I do the beta mon chant, right? We'll get that story in just a little bit, but first I have a couple of things I want to go over here. I have a couple other Reddit postings I want to go over, so let's just get right to it. The first thing I want to talk about, let's go over to the browser screen, is the new emotional support group. Oh, we got another member, 19 brothers and sisters. Let me turn off the chat for a few minutes here while I go over this. Look at that. It is growing right there on the top right. 19 brothers and sisters united. We got another member, and it's growing daily. This is the group to join, folks. I started this group a little over a week ago because I wanted to provide emotional support primarily for men, but also for women. Now, don't get me wrong. We're going to equally take care of men and women in this group, but I primarily started this group because men just don't get much of any, much if not any, emotional support nowadays, and women do. Why do women get emotional support? Because women naturally support each other emotionally when the chips are down. But what happens when men go to their guy friends for emotional support when they go through a breakup or they're struggling through something else? Their guy friends don't want to hear it. They say, hey, man up, dude. Take it like a man, dude. Dude, you're acting like a sissy. You're acting like a woman, right? That's all you hear, right? But you're not getting the emotional support you need. And this group will give you that emotional support. We can talk about anything and everything in this group. The only thing we're going to be moderating is trolling and hate. Basically, the only way you'll get banned out of this group or you'll get your postings deleted is if you attack someone, you hate someone, you hate upon someone, or you're trolling, stupid stuff like that. We want to keep it respectful, professional, and mature. Besides that, feel free to post anything. Additionally, I don't have a problem if people want to come into this group and they occasionally want to promote their YouTube channel or their social media presence. I don't want to sit here and moderate this group like many other groups do where you can't promote your own stuff. I honestly feel that everyone should have a fair chance of promoting themselves because that's what I'm doing. I mean, I created this group, A, because I really truly want to help people, and B, I'm also promoting my coaching business at the same time, and I want to afford you the same luxury. So as long as you don't overdo it, feel free to promote anything. Feel free to discuss any topic. If you look at the right here, our primary community topics are men's health. Let's see, what else do we have? We have relationship advice, women's health, U.S. politics, entrepreneurship, career, self-employment, self-help, politics, dating, business, economics, and finance. We can talk about business topics, and I am a business and personal relationship coach. We can talk about anything and everything as long as you keep it respectful, professional, and mature. You don't attack anyone. You don't hate upon anyone, and you don't do any stupid ass trolling. Okay? That's it. So yeah, you can join at reddit.com/r/really emotional support. I finally added the link over to the Facebook posting. It's within the Facebook posting. It is also below the description section on YouTube, and it's in the chat on the live. What I'm going to do real quick is share it in the YouTube chat right now once again, and also share it in the Facebook chat/comment section as well. All right. Things are looking good. Let's turn the chat back on before we forget to do that, Eli. All right. So a couple things before we get to this Reddit posting regarding a woman that asked 10 men out and got rejected 10 times. All right. Hang on a second. All right, just had to respond to a text message real quick. Look who's here, Sifu Smo. I'm pronouncing your name properly, brother. No longer Sifusmo, Sifu Smo. Your martial arts name, beautiful. Welcome to the show, bro. Johnny Duke's in the house. How you doing, bro? Are you still across the seas, brother, or are you back in the U.S.? Are you back on the mainland, brother? How you doing? Sifu Smo, I gotta hear this, LOL. Well, before we get to that, I have a few other things I'm gonna go over. Tons of interesting stuff here tonight, and I gotta get through it quickly. There was a gentleman that posted in the Real Emotional Support group today, and I wanted to send him a quick response. I told him I was going to more than likely do a live stream and mention his posting, and I'm going to do that right now. And here it is. Okay, let's click on into that. Okay, and this is from Magnificent Guru 12, 10 hours ago. What is wrong with people in the world today? That's a pretty complex question, brother. I mean, we could sit here and talk about that for like 2 weeks straight, 24 hours a day, right? And still not run out of things to say what is wrong with people in the world today, but we're going to take it a little more positive, and I'm going to see what you wrote here. I already read this, but let's read what you wrote, and I have an answer for you because I've experienced this myself. What in the hell is wrong with people? You would think it would be simple just to get a salary payment sent into a simple checking account, but apparently that's too complicated a task for the women managers at Walmart. Well, both men and I'll say this, bro. I don't think that has to do with gender. It just so happens to be that your operations manager that does payroll at your Walmart location is female. But both men and women are terrible managers nowadays. I mean, some are good, but both men and women, I've seen both men and women be terrible managers. But let's continue here. It just happens to be a woman and you're a guy, and I can understand you're a little triggered when you need your money to pay your bills, right? Yes, Shirley, I'm talking about you. He calls her out. Where is my final salary, Shirley? You complained that I was too slow and too aggressive and rude with the customers, yet all you do is sit at your desk, swiping dumb apps on your smartphone all day and night and occasionally going outside for a smoke. That's what a lot of retail managers do, man. I used to be a retail manager in my younger days, bro, and so many people took advantage of the system. But I always worked hard. And let me tell you, brother, if I was the manager there or the operations manager and in charge of payroll, you would have already had your check. Apparently, it looks like you got terminated. Now, when you do get terminated from a company, they typically, I believe, have, if I remember correctly, 72 hours to get you your check. Typically, what will happen is they'll suspend you for a couple of days while they prepare your final check, and then they'll call you in, then they'll terminate you and have your check ready. So if that's what happened, brother, they didn't handle that properly. What they should have done is, let's say they were letting you go, right? They were firing you or whatever. They would suspend you with good reason, right? Maybe they've written you up a few times already, right? 3 times, right? And then they contact HR and they get permission from human resources to fire you. They prepare your check, and then once the check is at your location, they call you in, they fire you, and then they give you your final check. Okay, the woman behind the scenes who is a retail manager. I work my ass off and he is bitter. Okay, well, I don't know how old he is. Magnificent Guru 12. I don't know how old you are. Maybe this is your first experience. Maybe you're overqualified for this job. But regardless if he's bitter or not, if they didn't handle the termination process properly and have his check ready on time, I don't blame him for feeling this way, right? Let's see here. How about sorting out my final pay? Why is that so complicated and difficult to do? Don't you understand, Shirley, that I have bills and obligations to pay other people and don't want to sit around forever waiting for you to carry out your duties? I'm so angry at this. I have been emailing her and nothing. I have been waiting for the HR department and get completely ignored. I have been on the phone, but I only get put in queue forever. They don't care about single men like me. If I was a woman, I am sure I would get my payment by now, Shirley. Well, here's the thing. And this is 80% upvoted, and I'm one of them that upvoted it. I will say, dude, to a certain extent, you're probably right. If it was a woman they were letting go, they would be much more careful with it, because women are emotional beings and they're more prone to try to claim discrimination or something, they're more prone to claim foul play. Let's just call it that, right? But here's the bottom line here. This has nothing to do with gender. It has nothing to do with the manager being a woman. It could be a man that could do this, right? The problem is that these managers are probably not trained properly, and somebody dropped the ball somewhere here. So, for example, like I said, if you let's say they wrote you up 3 times and they suspended you. The proper way to terminate someone is you have to write them up 3 times for the same thing. Then you suspend them. As a manager, you suspend them, right? And then you contact HR and you make HR aware of the situation. You send HR the 3 write-ups. Okay, we wrote them up 3 times, right? Okay. And HR will give you permission to fire them. And then HR will prepare the final check and we'll have the final check sent next day air. Now, what you have to understand with these companies, that typically the paychecks, the payroll paychecks, come from the corporate office. And they typically, will send them, 2 or 3 day, right? You process them the week before. Some people get paid weekly. Some people get paid biweekly. They get processed the week before. And that gives the HR department at the corporate headquarters enough time to print the checks and get them sent out, 2 or 3 day delivery, right? So that way they're not spending, money on overnighting things, right? But in this situation, they would need to overnight your check, right? And so typically that would take 72 hours. If you're going to terminate somebody, you got to do it within 72 hours, okay? So they should have already set that up. If it's been more than 72 hours that you've been let go or suspended and you haven't received your final pay or your termination, then they're not handling this properly. So there you go, bro. Just wanted to tackle that. I did retail and retail management and retail corporate for almost 17 years. And somebody dropped the ball. What I would do if I was you is I would contact the corporate office one more time, ask for HR. If you have to stay on hold for half an hour, unfortunately, that's just the way it is nowadays. Reach out to them, be very respectful, be professional, be mature. Say, hey, I've been waiting for a week to get my final check. I've been terminated. Can you please let me know what's going on? Just, you got to be cool about it, dude. Even though I know you're upset inside and you need the money to pay your bills, you'll get a lot further with people if you're cool with them. They're going to be more willing to work with you if you're cool with them than if you're triggered. But I understand why you're triggered. Totally understand it. Typically, it's a pay card they load automatically. Well, that's what the woman behind the scenes is telling me. Well, ma'am, I haven't been in retail and retail management for, God, it's been 15 years since I've been in the industry, right? They probably changed it now. Now they could probably do it on a debit card, right? But back then it used to be a check, right? It used to be a check. Nowadays they do direct deposit. I mean, I used to get direct deposit also, but typically the final check, even though we had direct deposit, was sent as in the form of a check because it takes longer to process a direct deposit than it would a check in that situation. So anyway, well, Queen, you have to understand, he's working for a store. You said, why stay on hold when you can go in person and bring all the evidence? He's working at a store, right? And at a store level, you can't produce a check. You have to run that through the HR department, which is typically at the corporate headquarters. It's corporate, Queen. It's corporate BS mumbo jumbo. That's why. But it looks like, the manager there, the manager's in charge of payroll and terminating people and getting the final paycheck or pay card, however you want to say it, or whatever it is nowadays. It looks like they dropped the ball. So anyway, all right. Let me see if there's anything else going on in the chat here. Now, a lot of people are walking off their jobs because if what mandates. You're talking about COVID, right? Oh, Johnny's back from Italy, jet lagged and awake. Oh, brother, welcome back. And Sifu Smo. Sorry, I was going to say SIFESMO, but it's Sifu Smo, a.k.a. Dion says, hello, Johnny. All right. All right, we're all caught up in the chat. Okay. Let's get to this other Reddit posting here regarding the topic. And if I have some time, during the second segment. I'm going to take a break at about the 45-minute mark. We are just about to hit the 20-minute mark here. This is from the subreddit dating_advice. And this was 1 day ago. Posted by the username TrueFighter3746. And she posts this. I'm a girl. Asked 10 guys out and got rejected 10 times. Ma'am, your grammar is horrible. I'm a girl, comma. I asked 10 guys out and got rejected 10 times, exclamation point. Anyway, who's counting grammar and spelling, right? And then she writes, I feel disgusting and weird. 10 guys over the course of 1 year. Oh, ma'am, over the course of 1 year, you asked 10 guys out and you got rejected 10 times? I mean, that's like one guy every month and a half or so, or a month and a week or so. One guy every 5 weeks, right? I mean, I thought it was, 10 guys in a short amount of time. But still, even over the course of a year, as a woman, if you're an attractive woman and you take care of yourself and you ask 10 guys out and all of them said no and rejected you, I mean, that's what the thirsty beta males out here nowadays, the beta mons, right, Sifu Smo? At least one of them would have said yes. I'd say more like 8 or 9 would say yes, if not all 10. Is it normal for women to get rejected this much, or am I some kind of alien? This has really taken a hit on my confidence. I'm 21 female, by the way. Well, ma'am, what's your height and your weight? Okay. What do you look like, ma'am? How do you dress? Right? I mean, do you have all your teeth? Do you have nice hair? Do you have nice skin? Do you smell nice? Okay. Do you have a nice voice? Are you able to carry a conversation, or do you have a raspy voice? Ma'am, how do you expect us to answer your question when you're giving us nothing? Right? There's absolutely no information here, unless she puts it down below, which I didn't notice. But let's start going through the comments and see what is said. It is possible you are asking men without getting a good idea if they are initially interested or attracted to you. Where do a majority of these men come from? Strangers you meet, mutual friends? That's what I'm asking. If this woman was reasonably attractive, here's the thing. Even if this woman was at least a 5 out of 10 on the attraction scale, right? Anything lower than 5, is very unattractive. But 5 is very average, right? If this woman is at least a 5 on the attraction scale, there's no reason why she couldn't get at least 1 or 2, maybe 5 of these guys. If she's a 6 or 7, she should have been able to get maybe 5 to 7 of them. If she's an 8, 9, or 10, 9 or 10 of them would have said yes, based on her looks alone. That's just how it is nowadays, right? Now, I'm not like that, but that's how most people are. And yes, even for me, there still has to be at least some physical attraction. But for most people, it's about physical attraction. I have a feeling that this woman, with no disrespect, is very heavyset, probably has bad hygiene, doesn't dress well, probably has more of a masculine voice. We have no idea, ma'am, how you present yourself or what you look like. And here's a highlighted message here. Let's see. I know what you're talking about, Queen. And companies have the right to do that to protect themselves and other people working there. I get it. I understand what you're saying. You're talking about the vaccine mandates. There's nothing wrong with saying that. I'm not going to get removed for. I'm not spreading misinformation. I'm just saying, yeah, most companies are requiring people to be vaccinated. There's nothing wrong. But I know you know there's nothing wrong with that. But you like using those emojis, Queen, because it's pretty cool, huh? Queen's got the little pointy finger at the shot, the vaccine shot. That's funny. All right, let's continue here. Okay. Do Advisor 6057 says this, and I'm also curious what you call asking out. Men are notorious for not picking up on signals and cues, and women are notorious for putting out signals and cues, then wondering why the man didn't get the hint. Did you directly say, hey, let's go get coffee together on a date? If not, you may not have been actually rejected. Well, that's true. Sometimes women will just go and say hi to a guy, and women will automatically assume that that's the same thing as asking, a guy on a date. Now, the truth of the matter is, guys, if a woman comes up to you, approaches you first for any reason, there's a good chance she's attracted to you, or she just wouldn't approach you at all. She'd ignore you, right? Whether it's in person or even on the internet through online dating. But yeah, we don't have much information here. I once had a coworker ask if I wanted to go get coffee. Looking back, she was obviously interested in me. Of course. Why would they ask you for coffee if they weren't interested in you romantically? My brain immediately went to, oh, no thanks. I already had plenty today. Well, why was that? Because you weren't physically attracted to her, right? You see, there are some women out there that I hate to say it. I don't mean to be rude, but there's no other way to say it. That are just very unattractive, out of shape, don't dress well, don't have a feminine voice, right? And don't know what to say, right? Don't know how to carry themselves. And they get no attention from men. So because they get no attention from men, they have to go and ask men out instead of them getting asked out. But because they're so unattractive, I don't know how else to say it without sounding rude. They're so unattractive, nobody wants them because they're not taking care of themselves. That's what I think is happening here. Yeah, that's one of those things I realize at like 3 a.m. Every time, man, I swear, I tend to realize at 3 a.m. several years later. At least I'm not the only one that does this. On the car ride home, when your mates say, well, did you get her number? And you say, oh, we were just talking, at which point they fall about laughing and you realize you spent the whole night talking to this one lady, or am I being a little specific here? I have nothing to say to that. One of my friends asked me some 4 years later, why wasn't these people just can't type. One of my friends asked me some 4 years later, why I wasn't interested in her when she asked me out. I replied, I didn't even realize it was a date you asked me about because I didn't realize an invite to a pub meant date. In some cases, if you've been friends with a woman for a while and she tries to ask you out in a subtle way, even if the guy is attracted to her, unless she flat out comes out and says, hey, we've been friends for a while. Would you like to go on a real date and see how it goes? You see, women are not good at doing that because women fear rejection too, right? So yeah, either this woman is very unattractive, which is what I think is the issue because she hasn't said anything about her looks, or she's she's asking guys out that she's known from work or church or other places where she knows people, and she's being very subtle about it. She's not being direct about it. Or she may be direct about it and getting rejected because these guys are just not attracted to her. That's the bottom line. Then you hate yourself while rolling in bed, which is, why am I such an idiot? Okay. One more reply. Or vaguely realized sober the next morning, had a really cute guy offer me a drink at a bar one evening. I said no. As I was buying around for my table, he said okay and turned back to his group. Realized this later. and could have very easily accepted his drink and had a chat with him. My friends would have understood the delay. LOL. Why didn't you have a chat with him? Maybe you just weren't attracted to him. It's about attraction, folks. When you first look at someone, you just know if you either want to talk to them or you don't. Physical attraction is important. I mean, I hate to say it, but it is important. We still haven't heard from this woman to clear up. Hey, ma'am, what do you look like? What's really going on here? Your posting was very vague, but it got over 1,000 comments. Wow. One time, I was the dedicated driver. This must be from another country. We call that the designated driver here in the U.S. One time I was the dedicated driver for a bar trip with a friend of mine, a girl he was seeing and her friend. After dropping the couple to one address, I stopped to drop the second girl off, and she asked me if I want to come over for a coffee. You know, I answered that I don't drink coffee and it's 2 a.m. anyway. So then she offered tea and actually had to make me some before she actually managed to get her point across. I might be a bit stupid. Dude, if you thought this woman was cute and she offers you a cup of coffee to come up to her place at 2 in the morning and you didn't go, then you're a fucking idiot, dude. I'm sorry. I just have to say that. Unless you just had zero physical attraction for her and she was not a cool person to be around, the chick is basically saying, hey, big boy, I really like you. You know, come on up. You know, I got to say, hey, come up, I'll make you coffee, but I really want you to come up so I can get your hot beef injection. Dude, the woman's not going to come out and say, dude, you know what? I don't want this night to end. Why don't you come up to my place? I really want your hot beef injection. These guys, whew, man. See, no wonder women nowadays are like, what's happened to men nowadays, man? What do you guys need, a damn map? Sifu Smo's back. Eli's discrimination against people. When it comes to the vaccine and people's health, Queen, that's one place I'll disagree. It's protecting the people. I mean, I get where you're coming from. You have your opinion, but anyway, we're not discussing that here tonight, but I get it. It's all good. It's all good. All right. I might be a bit stupid. Well, brother, that one went over your head. I hope you kind of figured it out and ended up, you know, having some fun, and hopefully you're still with this girl today. Sounds like she really liked you, bro. She was inviting you up to her place at 2 a.m. in the morning for coffee, bro. The chick doesn't want to make coffee for you at 2 a.m., brother. Jesus Christ. I'll drink coffee in the middle of the night, but most people don't. But she wasn't offering you coffee, bro, at 2 a.m. She wasn't offering, you know, you to go up to her place for coffee, bro. Man. My old roommate and I had a party a few years ago, and I invited these two girls, one of which I had a pretty big crush on. Okay. So what happened? Anyway, at the end of the party, everyone was walking out the door, and the two girls came up and asked, hey, do you guys need any help cleaning up? The thing was, everyone had already cleaned up before they left. There were just a few dishes in the sink, so I knew they were just trying to hang out with us. Before I could respond, my roommate, who manages to get laid a lot, because he's probably a man, and he probably has balls and takes chances, unlike you guys, despite the fact that he can be a huge dumbass, says, nah, we got it out of politeness. No, he's probably just being cool, calm, and collective, man. He's the kind of guy, you might think he's a dumbass, but he's a cool, calm, and collective guy that is not fazed regardless of what happens. He's the kind of guy that's like, okay, I'm at a party here. I'm hanging out with a couple cool chicks. Hey, if I hook up with one and at least a relationship, I'm good. If nothing happens, no big deal. I'm just going to hang out and have fun, whatever, right? And that's what's attractive to women. When you're not thirsty like that. See, women do not like thirsty men. I'm telling you. I'm telling you. Thirsty men are the biggest repellent of women. thirsty men. Beta mons, beta mons, beta mons, beta mons, beta mons. Anyway, they left, and I was up all night contemplating murder. Come on, dude! What? Oh, gosh, she pulled a classic naked woman. You should watch more HIMYM. I don't know what that is. I don't know what that is. You weren't thinking. Oh, no. Pull the Costanza. Oh, you guys remember George Costanza from Seinfeld? Remember, it's not you, it's me, right? The chick would say to George, it's not you, it's me, right? And then George would be like, no, it's me, right? George figured out the BS, right? You ever have a woman tell you, it's not you, it's me? That's a that's the biggest bunch of crap, period. Oh no, pull the Costanza. Eli, you're gonna get soap put in your mouth. Okay, Queen. I look forward to that. By the way, Queen, the woman behind the scenes really likes you. She likes it when you try to put me in my place. But that's what you women do. It's all good. It's all good. Just figured I'd let you know, Queen. Make your night on that, right? Dude, don't trust girls when they invite you inside for a coffee. It's a trap. No, it's not, bro. You never know. Now, dude, why would any woman bring you up to her place at 2 a.m? Come on, man. It's a trap. Maybe she wants you to get into her trap. The trap between her legs, that you're never going to get there. You're never going to get in there because you think women are trying to pull all these games. Sure, some play games, but come on, dude. The chick invites the guy up at 2 a.m. and says, coming up, I'll make you some coffee. Doesn't mean that she's going to make him coffee. Maybe she will make him coffee. But then they're going to sit there and they're going to talk and they're going to make out. And then if this dude knows what he's doing, they're going to be doing the all that stuff, right? They're going to be doing all the right? Don't make me do my porn music rendition, okay? When you get inside, they'll get naked. They'll take your clothes off and then hug you with their legs until your pee turns white. Believe me, I felt that for quite a few times, and every time was the same thing. Dude, I don't understand what you're saying there. Do you guys understand that if a woman invites you up to her place at 2 a.m, it's because she likes you, and if you play your cards right and you know how to seduce her, dude, woman behind the scenes, tell me these guys are missing the point here, right? She goes, of course, I love the Queen. I think the Queen loves you too. All right, that's all good. Virginity is cool. Remain. Oh, wait. I don't know why you said that. I just realized I may have responded like this so many times in my life. Okay. When I started dating my now fiance, I had slept over his house 3 times, each night trying to subtly scooch in closer. I even did the whole body arch to the crotch thing. Nothing. So these women, oh my, I cannot believe this. These women are trying to basically show these guys that they want to be intimate with them. But women don't come out and just say, fuck me, big boy. They'll scoot in closer to you. They'll look at you with their glistening eyes. They'll rub your shoulder. Guys, what the hell's wrong with you guys? Do you guys not like vagina? The 4th night after another unsuccessful body arch, oh my God. If I really said what I wanted to say right now, YouTube would remove this video. So I'm not going to say it. but most guys know what I want to say. Dude, this woman is practically throwing herself at you, and you keep hanging out with her because obviously you like her. But what does this woman have to do? Take off her clothes and put a sign on her chest saying, F me, big boy? I can't wait anymore? You're taking too long. Jesus Christ. I finally just grabbed his hand and sucked on his finger. Finally, he figured it out, and we get to business. Whoo, man. What did she say behind the scenes? Yes, they are. Wow, dude, the fourth night. Finally, he figured it out, and we get to business. Sifu Smo's like, LOL. Queen's is like, LMAO. You're dying because I'm dying out of laughter, brother. I mean, Jesus. These guys want a woman, right? They're hanging out with a woman. The woman's like, dude, I'm here. Are you blind and deaf? Dude, I'm right here. I'm shaking the tatas for you. I'm sticking the booty in your face. And you still don't get it. Oh, man. This posting has strayed away from the original poster. Where's the original poster with more information? I mean, these are some interesting comments. But look, this woman comes in, makes this posting, gets over 1,000 comments, and we know nothing about her. So we can't. I answered what I assume is the reason why she got rejected 10 times, but she's nowhere to be found. But these are pretty interesting. I'm going to keep reading a few of these for another 5 minutes. We're at 41, almost 42 minutes right now. Then I'll take my first break. I asked him the next morning why he kept rejecting me the nights before, and this mofo says, "You were trying to hit on me?" Question mark. This dude is a beta man. This guy needs to really man up, because this woman knows this is a smart woman here, right? And she's only still with him because it was a challenge for her to get him to realize that she wanted him sexually. I asked him the next morning why he kept rejecting me the nights before, and this mofo, she calls him a mofo, right? Right? Women are supposed to be sweet and innocent, right? And they are until when you stop acting like a man, women go psycho on you. You see, women, when you stop acting like a man, it forces them into their masculine. Then they call you mofo. And this mofo says, "You were trying to hit on me?" If there were ever a time to use this emoji, she's got the chick emoji slapping her head, right? Like she's like, this dude just don't get it. Just doesn't get it. This would be it. Well, it's not going to work out, sweetheart, because this is a beta man. Put a 1 in the chat if you think he's a beta man. Beta man, beta man, beta man, beta man. If that was me with this woman, I would have flirted with her back. I would have fucked with her a little bit with her mind, right? The moment I noticed she would want me, I would mess with her for like an hour. I would tease her. I would make her turned on more. I would pretend. I'd play stupid, right? This guy was actually dumb. I would play dumb to turn her on more. And then I would just start to, maybe just, nibble on her earlobes or something. Maybe rub her shoulders. I would tease the living hell out of her for like an hour until the point where she would be like, "I want you now. And if you don't take me now, then you're not going to get any," right? But this dude, he's probably young and just doesn't get it. She wrote, "This dude is an idiot," behind the scenes. Even when I was that young, like look, even in my teens and early 20s, come on. I mean, I knew when a woman wanted me, right? But I was always myself. So I knew how to attract women. More so now, but even back then, I was better off than this guy. I'll tell you that for sure. This guy has no social skills. He has, like, I don't know. He just can't pick up normal things. I don't know. With no disrespect, maybe he's autistic or something. I don't know. No disrespect. You're not alone, brother. I did this too. I too did this. So you guys are hanging out with beautiful women that are basically saying F me big boy without saying it, and you're not doing anything about it. The woman likes you. She wants to be close to you, right? And you're with her because don't you want to be close to her? Look at all these crying out of laughter emojis. Queen, I'm gonna have to zoom in on this a little bit here. Look at this. Where did it go? Right there. Look at that. This glittering hellspawn totally gets it. Like, these dudes are morons. They just don't get it. They have no freaking clue at all. They're clueless. Like that movie. A response that works on the derp guys who haven't figured it out yet is when you feel like having a drink. Do you mind if I ask you again? Leaves them space to think, shows you're respectful, not crazy. Also tells you if the guy is just clueless or really isn't interested. No, when a woman is interested, they're going to give you a subtle hint. Most women will look at you with glistening eyes. They'll stare at you. They'll stare at you and they won't be able to take their eyes away from you. Their eyes will glisten. They're like drunk on you already, right? Right? That's sign number one. Sign number two, they start to rub your shoulder. That's an obvious one. Some guys still don't get it. Oh, is that a friendly pat on the back? No. She's turned on and wants to get a little touchy-touchy with you. Right? Or she'll scoot next to you, like the other chick would say, she'll scooch on next to him, right? Man. That's a great response, LOL. It would definitely make me pause and rethink why she was asking me. Oh my God. If he answers, I don't drink coffee nor alcohol, plus I hate tea, what do you offer him? Water? No, you tell him to go home. He's not getting the clue. That's not the point. The point is she invited him up to her place. Doesn't matter what the hell she offers him. That's pointless. She's enjoyed his company and she wants to spend a little more closeness or close time with him or romantic time with him. My God. Maybe some random form of wetness. Well, yeah, if he goes up there, sure. Haha, my last day at a job 20 years ago, we had these leaving drinks, and this female coworker sat down next to me and must have asked me, hey, what's up, like 10 times. I already told you not much. And you didn't realize her just approaching you was basically saying, I think you're cute and I want to hang out with you tonight. Let's see where it goes. She asks you, hey, what's up? 10 times? I already told you not much. These guys have no social skills. Zero social skills. Damn. I got invited to a movie by a coworker while in college. She asked if I wanted to watch Edge of Tomorrow. I've been talking about it at work and how I wanted to see it, so I agreed to go, thinking she also wanted to watch it too. We go, and after the movie, I tell her thanks and went home. Wow. And you didn't realize that She didn't invite you over for the movie, dude. She invited you over, and the movie was the excuse. Or she invited you to go watch the movie. Maybe it was at her place. Maybe it was at the theater. But you were going on a date with her, bro. A week later, a coworker asked how my date was, and he didn't even realize he was on a date. I looked at her puzzled. I couldn't for the life of me figure out why a girl would be into me. My God. These are the men that we're raising nowadays. These guys get in their 20s, and they're like little kids still. You know, back in the days of traditionalism, men were fathers, and men were real men by the time they were in their teen years. These guys nowadays, this is really sad. I mean, I've got to help as many of these guys as possible. And that's why I say women have surpassed men, because women emotionally support each other, and women help each other figure things out, even for women that come from a broken household. Men have no support from other men, okay? And most of them are coming from broken households, and look what happens. I looked at her puzzled. I couldn't for the life of me figure out why a girl would be into me. Maybe she's attracted to you, dude. Maybe you look cute. Maybe you have a great personality. Maybe all of the above. I went on a date without really knowing because I am oblivious. By that time, the girl went to go study abroad, and I never saw her again. Well, dude, you had your chance. And she realized that you weren't man enough for her, dude. She was gorgeous. I'm an idiot. Yes, you are, sir. I bet you'll never make that mistake again, right? But the next time, just because you're aware of this now, don't try too hard, because that'll repel her too. Just be cool. Be the cool, nice, decent dude you were when you went out with her, but also have a conversation with her. Try to get a little flirtatious and see where it goes. Do you think she would have asked you out to go watch a movie if she wasn't interested in you? Dude, she could have gone out with a friend or a family member, but she chose you. And it went right over your head. Right over your head. You're not dumb. She was too subtle. See, here you go. Other beta mons patting beta mons on the back. This is why these guys never learn. You're not dumb. She was too subtle. No, we don't want to call him dumb and be rude. But dude, no, she was not too subtle. She asked him out to go to a movie, you moron. She asked him to a damn movie. You think a hot woman is gonna just hang out with any random guy she's not attracted to over hanging out with friends or family members or other guys she's more attracted to? What is wrong with these guys? If you assumed it was a date, you'd probably be the type of man who assumes women are always hitting on him. You know what? Part of having confidence as a man, again, part of having confidence as a man is feeling that way, feeling that you're good enough for any woman. Myself, deep within, I know I am good enough for any woman. Does that mean every woman is right for me? No. But as far as I'm concerned, my level of confidence, I'm good enough for any woman out there. The question is she good enough for me? That's how a confident man responds and behaves. And that's what's attractive to women. You guys don't get that. This is pathetic. This is absolutely freaking pathetic. This is so damn pathetic. I mean, I've never seen more pathetic shit than this. I mean, correct me if I'm wrong. Somebody tell me behind the scenes on YouTube, Facebook, DLive, wherever you're at. Speaking of Facebook and DLive, checking the chats over there. Nothing happening over there. Let me see. All right, let me, we're at 54 minutes. Let me read one more, and then I'm going to take my first break. I definitely do assume that a woman is being nice before actually flirting. Don't assume. Don't assume. Guys, listen. This is what you don't understand. Nowadays, women and women are both busy. Women don't have time for the BS. They're not going to waste their time on any guy that they're not attracted to. They have many options. Women have tons of options, especially if they're cute or hot, like you guys are saying. Okay? If they want to hang out with you, you must assume that they're totally into you until they show you otherwise or tell you. So if they ask you out or they want to hang out with you, right, go out with them and be cool with them and have a conversation with them, right? And don't come off needy or desperate. Just be cool. Don't come off as pushy, and don't immediately make a move on them. You want to wait to see if they're going to give you a sign that they want you to make a move on them. You've got to look for the signs. If they play with their hair, if they lock eyes with you, they have the glistening eyes, if they come and they rub your shoulders, if they do any of that shit, guys, then you got to make your move. Well, this is what I would do if they were doing that. I would say, well, you're very touchy-feely, aren't you? And she'd be shocked that I said that because most guys are too chicken to call women out, right? Yeah, do you want me to stop? No, unless you want to stop. Do you want to stop? No, I want to touch you. Okay. Great. I want to touch you too. And she'll probably go, then what are you waiting for? The right moment. And it's right now, baby. This is great. And then you just look her in the eyes and you start kissing her. And then you're in. And then you're being a man because she's like, wow, this guy has balls. This guy has balls of steel. Big balls. Because when you, as a man, risk being rejected to go for it, that turns women on. If they're into you and you take that chance and you go for the kiss, they're like, wow, this guy's fearless. I'm turned on now, right? The rest is history. I definitely do assume that a woman is being nice before actually flirting. Well, I like being around nice women in general, right? But there's a difference between being nice and friendly and being flirtatious. Most women won't hang out with you nowadays unless they're into you, right? Let me see. Same. I have been on the receiving end of too many mixed signals. And right now, if the girl doesn't tell me to my face that she's interested, then I believe she's not. Dude, you're going to be lonely and single for. These guys don't get it. These guys don't understand. Women have never, ever, for the most part, just come out and flat out said, hey, I think you're cute. Take me to dinner and bring me back to your place and F the shit out of me, big boy. They don't do that. And right now, if the girl doesn't tell me to my face that she's interested, then I believe that she's not. Dude, this is a beta man, beta man, beta man. Tell me I'm wrong. Is this guy a beta man or what? Beta man. Queen is looking for trolls, huh, Queen? Queen, are you looking for trolls? Queen, I miss you putting out those googly troll eyes, right? Oh, man. One more and then taking a break. I don't tend to pick up on subtle hints very quickly. Well, you got to learn. This is a woman writing this. I started to just say, hey, I really like you, want to grab a drink. If it's a no from the guy, fine, I move on. Well, if you're a pretty cute chick with a great personality and the guy's single and not busy, you'll get most guys. If yes, then it's clear from the outset. I've missed hints from guys in the past, so I really appreciate when they are upfront with me too. Here's the thing, ladies, you're going to get more yeses than guys are going to get on the flip side, okay? the woman that wrote this posting, okay, is probably, with no disrespect, very unattractive. She's probably 100 plus pounds overweight. She probably, has missing teeth, probably maybe, we don't even know how old she is. There's a lot of, how do I say this the right way? She's not sharing with us anything regarding her physical appearance, which is extremely important. Extremely important, right? So unless you're an extremely unattractive woman that guys don't ask out, because if you're, like I said earlier, if you're at least a 5 on a scale of 1 to 10, nowadays, you'll have thirsty beta males hitting on you all day, every day. If you're below a 5, that's a different story. She's saying, you look so handsome tonight. You tell me that every night. Well, thank you. I appreciate that. You can barely see me right now unless you're watching on your TV, because I'm on the bottom right here. And I've got the website on the screen there. Oh, my God. If yes, and it's clear from the outset, I've missed hints from guys in the past, so I really appreciate when they are upfront with me too. Well, that's normal for women, okay? Listen, guys need to be upfront. Women are not upfront. It's normal for women to be a little more shy. Even though women are liberated, women are still shy and timid at times when it comes to, and when they like a guy, they want the guy to approach her and tell her, hey, you want to go out? Then that tells the woman that she is liked by the guy. Women fear rejection too. Okay, I'm not sure what you wrote. You said, I am. And I don't know what you're responding to, but one more and then I'm taking a break. I would really have liked this, but in this part of the world, it's frowned upon for girls to approach guys first. It's not frowned upon anywhere. It just typically doesn't happen. Who says it's frowned upon? And who's frowning upon it? Other women, feminists, or what? They believe it makes them look cheap. No. If women are liberated and have equal rights, why can't they ask guys out too if they want? Nothing wrong with that. It still typically doesn't happen, but nothing wrong with it. Thus, the irritating hints. Hang on. Watching on my TV. Okay, so you can see me bigger on your TV on the bottom right corner. When I go to full screen, you'll see me really big. Okay. I believe this school of thoughts is bullocks, though, but many girls think otherwise. What part of the world are you in? I'm in the UK, and honestly, I've had a fair few chats with guys that I've initiated because they have just been too intimidated by me, by my group, or some other reason. Some chats have progressed further. Some simply have been a drink and an interesting chat, but might not have happened if only left to the guy to make the move. I honestly don't care if others see me as cheap for making the first move. I would rather be forward and get straight out rejected than waiting for a guy I'd like to make a move, but who might be scared or the same as me and be obvious to the sublady. Here's the thing, ma'am. Would you respect the man that didn't have the balls to ask you out and tell you, hey, I think you're cute and I like your personality. I'd like to take you out if you're open to it. Ma'am, how can you respect a man that has no balls? Now, I'm saying figuratively, right? Okay? He has balls biologically, right? But he doesn't have the balls to ask you out, man. Why would you even want to ask him out? Because masculine energy is certainty, okay? Masculine energy is, breaking through barriers, okay? Overcoming obstacles, right? Or overcoming setbacks, right? is your purpose. Okay? You're basically coming out and saying, okay, if he's not going to be man enough to ask me out, I'm going to ask him out instead, right? So in essence, ma'am, he's a beta man, beta man. Tell me if I'm right or wrong, guys, in the chat. Beta man, beta man, beta man. I can't believe these women, just because these guys are probably really cute, right? They're probably really good looking, right? And these women, they're so young, these guys are so young, they don't realize that when they have to ask the guy out, he's not behaving like a man. Even if they start dating, it's not going to work out because she's going to end up losing respect for him shortly afterwards. Maybe a couple weeks or a couple months into it, this guy is just going to, she's going to be running this relationship. And women don't want to do that. Women want a man to be the leader in the relationship, right? They want a man to take the lady out, right? They want a man to be a man. And when they're not a man, it forces the woman into her masculine, and she doesn't like that. Women do not like being forced in their masculine. It's annoying. Beta mons. God, so many beta mons on this thread tonight. It's driving me nuts. You're in Europe, and your girls are more free-thinking than ours over here. I'm an African, and our girls are told that is not okay. Well, you probably have strict religious beliefs in Africa. Of course, there are some free-thinking girls among us. Sure, there are always rebels in every culture, right? But they are a rather minute minority, okay? Well, I respect the minute minorities because they're typically the rebels that take chances and they're free thinkers and free spirits. And I have only met one till date. You can tell this guy's from Africa with the way he writes. And I have been alive for more than 20 years. And I wish I had met more girls with your mindset. It would have been a welcome change to the ethic that the guy has to make the first move. Guys, what is wrong with making the first move? What's happened to men? What's happened to men? What's happened to men? Somebody tell me. All right, folks, let's go. Well, I'm going to read a few more when I get back from break. And then I'm going to go and I'm going to read this. This is interesting when I get to this. And we're going to wrap this up right at about, 1 a.m. or shortly after 1 a.m. Eastern, 10 p.m. or shortly after 10 p.m. Pacific. After I get back and I read a few more comments from the current Reddit posting, I'm going to go to another posting from the subreddit dating_device. A guy, 31 male, invited me, 29 female, to his house for dinner. I said I'm not comfortable going to his house yet. He called me immature, childish. Thoughts? This is a good one. This is a good one. And yeah, I've read this, and I haven't read many of the comments, but I read the posting. And yeah, I'll just put it to you this way. This is a woman that I would have not gotten past the first date with. I'll just put it to you that way. So that way you have an idea. Those of you that know me and know my style and know my coaching methods, you know where this is going. But we'll get to that after the break. Let's go back over to full screen. And let's cue up some royalty-free YouTube music. I did download. I had to change my song until that content ID issue is taken care of. I had to change my song for my end screen. And I'm just going to go hit the end screen right now, and you folks will see what I'm talking about. Let's go there. Let's go back to full screen. That's the song by Ethan Mixel. That's my new end screen song right there. And then it fades out. So at the end of my YouTube videos, for 20 seconds, you can select end screens where you can create a custom background, and you can also have people choose from a couple of videos on your channel that they can watch immediately once the current video or live stream they're watching ends. So, got a new end screen song, and it's by Ethan Mixel. And give me a second here. And I can't remember what the song is called, but let's cue up some royalty-free music, and we'll get to that in a second. Give me a second here, folks. Let me see here. Give me a second here. Oh, I have to add the songs. Give me a second. Okay, just a second here. I got one of them. All right. All right, we got one. Got two. Got three, and one more. You know what? I'm gonna make Queen happy tonight. Queen, we're gonna start off with your favorite song from the YouTube audio library. So with that being said, folks, I'm going to take a quick break. I'll be back in about 8 to 10 minutes. Stick around. Round. We'll be right back. will claim that song next. Well, they can't claim songs that are in the YouTube audio library, so that's a good thing, Queen. That'll never happen. But, yeah. Yeah. Feel it. Get your hands up, get your hands up. Get your hands up, get your hands up. Yeah, and dance with me. Feel real good. Clap your hands, everybody, and everybody clap your hands. Yeah. Whoo. You come over to Coach Eli's neck of the woods and you're gonna feel real good. Yeah. Yes. Yes, 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 yes. Absolutely, yes. All right. Welcome back to Navigating the Modern World with Coach Eli, live here on the Coach Eli Television Network, primarily broadcasting live on YouTube at youtube.com/Life Coach Eli. We're also simulcasting live on Facebook and D Live. If you're on Facebook and D Live and you'd like to get more than just these in-studio live stream simulcasts, you're going to have to come over to YouTube, where you will get mobile live streams exclusively to YouTube. And I do these daily, if not almost every day. I've been doing daily walking streams lately. Tomorrow, I'll be taking probably the day off. I may do a walking stream tomorrow, but more than likely, I'll be taking the day off because I'm going to go out. But you'll get that. You'll also get pre-recorded videos in the highest quality from this point on at 4K, 60 frames per second. I also have a members-only package. I'm a monetized channel on YouTube, and I do have members-only content for as little as $4.99 per month or as much as $99.99 per month, and 3 other packages in between. You can get extra content. 21 members-only pre-recorded videos have already been completed. More to come. I also have 2 members-only live streams, and the members-only package is optional. Most of my content is free, but if you want more of me, if you want more exclusive stuff, exclusive perks, exclusive content, become a channel member for $4.99. And moderators, here's the thing: I got to get you that members-only content free of charge, so don't worry about it. Moderators are not required to pay for the members only content. I'll get that to you folks for free because we're on this together. All right. Also, you can make a donation to the channel if you'd like to, sponsor the channel. If you like my work and you appreciate what I do to help people or have helped you, you can, send a donation any amount via Cash App or PayPal. In the YouTube chat, Nightbot is sharing my PayPal and my Cash App link every 7 minutes. Those links are also below in the description section. They're also in the Facebook chat, and I've also shared them before on D Live. If you're on D Live and you want to get more information than I'm able to put out on D Live, just come on over to YouTube at youtube.com/Life Coach Eli, or just search in the YouTube search bar, which is what I'm trying to say, while you're logged into YouTube through your Google account, and just type in Coach Eli, Elias Melas. I'm the channel that has over 4K subs, over 4.4K subs. Any channel that has less than that is a clone, and I'm sure there are plenty of clones of me out there because people love Coach Eli so much. Just, ignore those clone channels. It's just people out on YouTube just projecting their insecurities and wishing they could be as happy and positive of a person as I am. So that is that. All right, tonight we've been discussing woman asks 10 men out, gets rejected 10 times, plus more dating stories. One more time, woman asks 10 men out, gets rejected 10 times, plus more dating stories. So let's go back over to the browser screen where we are still at that post where the woman mentioned this. She wrote something very briefly at the top regarding this, but she didn't mention what she looks like. She didn't mention how old she is. She didn't mention the type of guys that she's asking out. She really didn't give much information. But the thread got over 1,000 comments on it. It's like an empty thread. Well, it caught my attention, and I guess it caught the attention of many others, and these people actually turned it into a pretty good conversation. Let's continue a little bit more here. I'm going to read a few more comments here, and then I'm going to get to the final Reddit posting, an interesting dating story. An interesting dating story written by a woman that is upset because this guy was trying to move things along, and she's trying to slow it down. If it's meant to be, it'll be. It'll happen the moment you lay eyes on each other. If you don't feel it the moment you lay eyes on each other, it's never, ever, ever going to happen. It just wasn't meant to be. Lots of people chatting in the Facebook chat. Because I have Facebook open, you're going to hear the little whoop-bang, that Facebook Messenger sound whenever a message goes through. Okay, nothing happening on Facebook or DLive. Let's continue. I've done even worse. I showed up to the coffee spot in an old Wolf Eyes t-shirt, and she looked nicer than usual. Huh. Wow. Here's the thing, guys. If you like a woman until you know that she's into you and you're into her and you both are, going to keep seeing each other, you got to look at your best. And you should always look at your best. But until you really get the girl, you don't want to show up in a shirt that has old wolf eyes. And then she looked nicer than usual. How do you know that, dude? How do you know that's not how she usually dresses, right? Somewhere toward the end of my pour-over, I realized she wanted to go on a date with me. Okay, she still gave you a chance with your old Wolf Eyes t-shirt. Okay. Hey, it is what it is. Men are also being conditioned not to flirt or engage non-professionally with female coworkers. Well, here's the thing. They're not conditioned to do that. What I suggest is that you don't mix business with pleasure. Quite frankly, I would never date someone I worked with, especially in the corporate world, but even as a business professional, an entrepreneur, when I used to attend networking events, okay? I mean, I had a girlfriend throughout most of the time I was, networking in the business world, but I was single for a little while. And there were women that wanted to go out with me, but I just don't mix business with pleasure. Why? If it doesn't work out, they talk smack about you to the entire network. And it just creates endless, nonsensical, stupid drama that, takes a lot of time to subside. And then you have to explain things to the network and everyone's calling you. Guys, you don't want to put yourself in a situation where you're going to have to go on defense. Okay? I strongly suggest against dating somebody that you work with. Do not mix business with pleasure. Now, let's say you work for a company and then you get a better job and you're leaving the company and you like someone from the place you used to work at. Once you leave and you're no longer working there, that's no problem, right? And I've seen that happen at times. But if you're working with somebody in the corporate world or for somebody else and you see them every day, and even if you start dating them and it works out, you never get any space away from them. That's not healthy, right? The heart grows fonder when time is spent apart. You miss each other and you look forward to seeing each other. But then more importantly, if you have to break up with her for whatever reason or she has to break up with you, it just creates a very awkward situation in the workforce. And a lot of times if you break up with a woman and she's very emotional, she could go to HR and lie and say, oh, this guy raped me or he did this and that, right? He forced himself on me. He threatened me that if I didn't start dating him, that, he would do this, right? And even though most of that's not true, guess what? You're going to be suspended. You're going to be, in trouble with HR, and you're more than likely going to lose your job over something that wasn't your fault. Why put yourself in that position? You don't want to do that. Usually a good rule to be honest. Well, it's a good rule in the way I explained it. But men are not being conditioned not to flirt or engage non-professionally with female coworkers. They're not conditioned to do that. But it is strongly suggested by many people, including me, that you don't put yourself in that position that could ruin your career over something out of your control. You want to put your career in the hands of women's emotions? I certainly don't. Now, I'm self-employed, so it doesn't affect me anymore because I'm not going to fire myself. But when I was working in the corporate workforce, trust me, there were women that wanted to go out with me. And I just, hey, I just don't mix business with pleasure. But best of luck to you. You're a good person. You're a great employee. That's all you can do. Let's see here. Yeah, women should do the same, and then eventually the human race will fizzle out and Earth will heal. Oh, come on. This is a projection. I mean, for fuck's sake, get real. How many marriages started from a relationship with a coworker? It happens. It's happened a lot. Even Susan Wojcicki, the CEO of YouTube, right? Okay? Her husband works for Google. They work together. They met in the workforce. And it can work. I'm not saying that it doesn't work. But Susan met her husband decades ago where things were different. Nowadays, in this modern world of feminism and radical feminism, and you got to be careful because there are a lot of women that are playing the system to get promoted, right? Right? You don't want to be stuck in the middle of that. You don't. Trust me. Trust me. You don't want to be the guy that a woman uses as a bargaining chip to get her way, right? And then you lose your job because of her, because you decided to try to ask her on a date, or you started dating her and then you had to break up with her. Now she's going to HR and telling them, how you harassed her at work and this and that, which is not true at all, right? Don't put yourself in that position at all. Judging by Reddit folk past a certain age, excuse me a second, I got to clear my throat, allergies. All right, sorry about that. All right. Judging by Reddit folk past a certain age, find it impossible to find a friend, let alone a partner outside the workspace. What chance have people got? We got dating apps, lots of them. And you can find good people on them. I've always found a good woman to date through dating apps and dating sites. You don't need to find someone in the workplace anymore, and I highly recommend you don't do it. Don't mix business with pleasure. Critical Mass Mike's in the house. How you doing, brother? Welcome to the show, bro. It was nice to see you earlier on my walking stream, and great to have you back here. Excuse me a second here. All right. Those allergies really getting to me today. My apologies. We should be okay now. Let's see here. Critical Mass Blog. I'm watching on my laptop, playing audio through the speakers, and my bird is talking to Eli. How's the audio quality, brother? Queen Helen Casey says, F her. I don't have a problem with Susan Wojcicki. I think she's done a great job. But anyway, you're entitled to your opinion. Critical Mass Blog. She will do this sometimes. If she hears music or someone talking, she will start talking, singing. Okay, cool. Critical Mass Blog. At Queen Helen Casey, hello, hi. Critical Mass Blog, I have allergies as well. Vitamin C can help you. And I do take vitamin C. Good stuff. Critical Mass Blog says thank you. Right on, brother. Right on. He goes, crisp, huh? The best audio and video quality on YouTube. Not trying to show off, brother, but I take a lot of pride in that. And I've worked hard over the last 5 years to get to this level, bro. I love what I do, bro. And I know you do too. And we're going to work together on some stuff real soon. I still haven't forgotten about you, Critical Mass Mike. All right. Let me read one more here, then I'm going to get, actually two more, and then I'm going to get to the final posting here. Thanks to technology and urban crowding, people are more connected than ever, therefore reducing the need to take the risks of workplace dating. I just said that. This person here is saying, thanks to technology, dating apps, and dating sites, you have a better chance of finding someone you're going to click with online than in the workforce. And if it doesn't work out, you go your separate ways, and you're not being called into the HR office or the manager's office saying you're suspended for sexual harassment when you didn't do that. I can't speak to the perils women face in the workplace, but as a man, I feel men need to protect themselves and ignore any signs of other than professional interest from women. In the current environment, men are being fired immediately at first hint of impropriety, whether real or not. I just said the same thing. When men are being blamed for sexual harassment when it's not even there. You breathe on a woman in the workforce and you're fired for sexual harassment. It's true. That is true. Let's see here. Just as there are foul men wielding manipulative and coercive sexual influence on women in the workplace, as too are there women doing the same. Yeah, there are women that are hitting on men, and then when they don't get their way, then they say sexual harassment just to get back at the guy, when they know the guy did nothing wrong. Those are sneaky, conniving women. You can't risk it, folks. You can't risk it. I wouldn't roll the dice on that in the workplace. Women shouldn't have to flirt to get ahead at work anymore, and men shouldn't be taking the bait. Man, excuse me a second. My allergies are just hitting me hard for a second, folks. I'm sorry. I did take my allergy medication. I think it's just all clearing up now. It happens. It happens. All right, one more. Not much, to be honest. Not worth it these days, since many companies now implement non-fraternization policies, even among coworkers in the same position. I agree. I agree with that. Don't risk it, guys. Not worth pursuing a relationship if you want to keep your job. Amen. Obviously, it is different if it's a part-time job at a restaurant, bar, etc. But if it is, it's not by, you misspelled. But if it's in the office, then not really a good idea. There is a reason why the saying, don't dip your pen in company ink, is widespread. Right. I agree. Don't mix business with pleasure. That's what you're saying. Don't mix business with pleasure. All right, let's get to this final Reddit posting here and get out of here. It is, we are at 1 hour and 41 minutes. We're going to go to the 2 hour mark. So we're going to go about 10 minutes over. So we're going to go 20 more minutes here. Let's see. Critical Mass says, good to hear. I might upgrade mine as well. Audio, video. Small steps forward. Absolutely, bro. No, I didn't have this set up when I first came on to YouTube 5 years ago. I had an okay setup. But I built up to this, and it's not cheap. But once you make the investment, and you pay it off, you have it. It lasts for a long time. All right, so this is from the subreddit, dating_advice as well. A guy, 31 male, invited me, 29 female, to his house for dinner. I said, I'm not comfortable going to his house yet. He called me immature, childish. Thoughts? Okay. Let's see what she wrote. So I, 29 female, have been getting to know a guy, 31 male, for just a couple of weeks. And you haven't banged yet? No disrespect. I mean, I respect women, right? A couple of weeks. We've only met one time so far. We spent less than 2 hours together. Outside of that, we text and talk on the phone regularly. Really? Why don't you just hang out instead? I was out of town for work the week after we met. Oh, you're one of those traveling women. Okay. Wow. And then he was out of town the next weekend, so that's why we've only hung out once so far. You know, when I was looking for a woman in the online dating world, and this is how it's been in the past, I encountered many women that we had a great conversation, and I said, so yeah, what are you up to this weekend? Because when you have a good conversation, if you typically don't meet either the next night or within a few days after talking or by that weekend, it never works out. You get those women that say, oh, I had a great conversation, but I'm busy the rest of the week, I'm working, and I'm going out of town this weekend with my friends, and then next week I've got this, right? And then the following weekend I have this, but we could meet in 2 weeks. When you get that, it's over. Because between the time you had that great conversation that was intriguing and was exciting, right? Between that time and the 2 weeks you don't talk while she's doing whatever she's doing, right? And don't believe that these women are always, that busy. They just have other, in that situation, they may be telling the truth, but in most cases they're, hooking up with other guys and you're on backup status. It just sounds like this was one of those situations where this woman has a busy career. She's more career focused than relationship focused, and she's not taking this seriously. And this is a guy that has his shit together, I assume, and just wants a cool, laid back woman that's going to be romantic and affectionate and, have time to spend in a relationship. So that's why we've only hung out once so far, because you're incredibly busy, man, because you're more career focused than relationship focused, and you don't have a good balance between your work and your personal life. Man behind the scenes, if you're still watching, correct me if I'm wrong. He's invited me over to his house for dinner a few times since then during the week, and I told him I'm not comfortable going to his house yet. Why, ma'am? Is he not cute enough? Do you not like him? Do you not like intimacy? Do you not want to progress things, ma'am? Oh, I mean, if she didn't want to come over, or if she didn't want to, take that next step after a few dates or so, or even after one date, if you decide to see someone again, it's because you really like them and you want it to move forward. Why would you not want to go hang out at this place? Plus, I'm looking for a house, so my weekdays have been packed with showings. Ma'am, it sounds like you're so busy trying to get your shit together that you don't have time to date. But you miss the company of a guy, and it sounds like you want this guy to conform to your extremely busy schedule, ma'am. Man behind the scenes, correct me if I'm wrong, but this woman does not have her shit together. And she's projecting that onto this guy that does have his shit together. I told him we can hang out during the weekend. He said, sure. And again said that I should just come over to his place when we hang out. Why not? Because you're afraid sex is going to happen if you go there, man? Or, ma'am, if you're not sexually attracted to him, why would you want to hang out with him? If you want to prevent sex from happening, ma'am, then why are you dating him? I suggested we go for a walk or get coffee instead. No, hell no. No. What are we, buddies? What? Oh, Coach Eli, Elias Melas, peace to you. Thank you, Information Man Show. Information Man Show. I got your message on my Facebook business page. I'll connect with you on Facebook later tonight or tomorrow, bro. Welcome to the show. Queen says, Eli, you can't expect everybody to be at somebody's house. People do have a life to live. to feed their family. No. I understand that, Queen. I think you're missing the point about this posting. Oh, man. Laughing my ass off, says Queen. Okay. Let's continue here. He said he's never met a girl who made a big deal about coming to his house for dinner and that any other woman would have been to his house by now. Well, ma'am, he's right about, ma'am, you're making a big deal out of this. But dude, you shouldn't have said that, because now you're coming off as bitter, you're coming off almost semi-needy, and you're not a needy guy. But right now, this guy's getting to realize that this woman is not the right woman, so he's just giving her a piece of his mind. Because he's getting annoyed, which he has the right to, but he's still trying to be cool about it. He's trying to give her the hint, right? He's taking one last shot and seeing if she gets the hint or if it's over with, right? He also said that I must have distorted views, that all guys have ulterior motives or only want one thing. He's absolutely right about that, man. Man behind the scenes, if you're watching, tell me if it's true. You do have distorted views, ma'am. You're afraid to go over there, and if it's meant for you to have sex with him, you're afraid to just let it happen. You're trying to control the narrative, ma'am, and you're just not being natural. You're not letting the natural flow of progression happen. He went on to say he feels like I'm not putting in any effort to see him. That's true, ma'am. You're busy trying to find a house. You've been out of town. You've been out of town for work the week after we met. Ma'am, you said it yourself. You wrote it out. It sounds like to me, ma'am, that you're so busy and you want him to conform to you at your beck and call whenever you feel like it. You're not letting this guy be the man, ma'am. You're trying to be the man, ma'am. And this is a woman that's trying to be the man in the relationship. And this dude's a man, and it's not working for him, and I don't blame him. And it seems like everything has to go by my rules. He's right. Ma'am, if he was wrong, I would say he's wrong. I'm not taking sides here because he's a man. You're just wrong, ma'am. Can't hang out at this house yet, prefer to hang out on weekends for now. Ma'am, there's too many rules, ma'am. You're a 29-year-old female. You're probably single, never married, no kids. And I know exactly why, ma'am. Because you treat every guy like this. You try to control the narrative. And you have a horrible work/personal life balance. I explained that it has nothing to do with rules. Ma'am, that's bullshit. That's BS. Thank you. Okay, says Information Man Show. Right on, bro. After we connect, I'll moderate you, bro. I just prefer getting to know someone a little better in public settings before I start going to their house. So, ma'am, you're afraid to have sex with a man that you're attracted to, right? Obviously, ma'am, if you weren't attracted to this guy and you didn't like him, you wouldn't be even talking with him. Let's see what behind the scenes says. I agree with you. She is controlling everything. Oh, yeah. This is one of those radical feminists. I'm telling you. This is comical. This applies to dating and new friends, especially someone from online. It doesn't matter if they're online or offline, ma'am. You either like someone or you don't. Ma'am, if I meet a woman and I think she's beautiful and she meets me and she likes the way I look and we have a great personality, we get along, we're going to make out. We're going to get the fireworks going right away, ma'am. Ma'am, we're getting older. There's no time to waste. Oh my God, this is... And as far as not putting in effort, it's only been 2 weeks. 2 weeks, ma'am. Ma'am, within 2 weeks, things should be a lot further than they are, or they're just not meant to be. It's not like this guy tried to bang you on the first date. He's not even trying to do that. He's just trying to loosen you up and relax you And so you two can have some fun and see where things go. And just let the natural flow of progression take things where they're meant to go. Yep. And as far as not putting in effort, it's only been 2 weeks. We've both been out of town. We both have had crazy work schedules the last couple of weeks. Ma'am, he's fit you into his work schedule. He's making effort. He's inviting you to his place. Maybe because you both are busy and tired, maybe it'd be more relaxing to go have dinner at his place, snuggle up on the couch, watch a movie, make out, ma'am, maybe have some sex. Ma'am, are you not attracted to men sexually? Do you not want to make love to a man? What are you scared of, ma'am? You've got some unresolved issues, either from a past relationship or stemming back to your childhood, ma'am. I'll tell you this right now. This is a woman where I would have already figured this out on a phone call. If I met her from online dating, I would have figured this out. I would have asked her a few questions, and I wouldn't even have met her. But even if I went on one date with her, I would have picked up on this. It would have been over. Wow. I didn't think it was that big a deal. We had plans to hang out this upcoming weekend. That's another sexless weekend, right, ma'am? Ma'am, are you sending me the fireworks behind the scenes? I didn't think it was that big a deal. We had plans to hang out this upcoming weekend. I knew we would be able to see each other more often now that our lives are settling down. Ma'am, if you're not going to go to his place and give him a sign you like him by being romantic with him, if it was me, ma'am, you'd be out the door. And I'd be saying, don't let the door hit your ass on the way out, sweetheart. That's what I'd be saying. This guy is being a little bit more generous than I would be. I'm a pretty generous guy, but with the right woman. He said he shouldn't have to wait until the weekend to see me. He's right. He's testing you, ma'am. He's looking to see if you're willing to go out of your way at all for him, just like he's been going out of his way for you. He's testing you, man. I like this guy. This guy is doing the reverse shit test, and I love it. This is the reverse shit test, and she's not liking it. The next day he told me he talked to two of his friends, and they both agreed with his perspective. And I'll be a third one that agrees with it too. And even the woman behind the scenes agrees with it too. And she's not just saying that she's with me. She agrees. This woman's ridiculous. She's too much of a goody-goody. Like she's got too many rules. He said they told him that they think I'm immature, a child for not wanting to go to his house. Ma'am, not only are you immature, you're very insecure. You probably have emotional issues. You have some serious issues, ma'am. And you're guarded, ma'am. You're heavily guarded. Heavily guarded women are, you know what heavily guarded women do? They dangle sex on a carrot, right? And they make you wait forever for intimacy. That's a natural thing. It's either going to happen or it's not. It's either there from the very beginning or it's never going to be there. Everyone's right about you, ma'am. And that I'm being unnecessarily difficult and he should just move on. I would have moved on fucking 2 weeks ago. Oh, I would have. Let me check out the chat real quick. All right, we're clear. When it comes to dating, I do consider myself to move at a slower pace than a lot of people I know. Ma'am, you're not moving at all. You're saying you move at a slower pace. Ma'am, turtles move faster than you do, ma'am. For Christ's sake, ma'am, what are you waiting for? The next millennium? He also invited me over for the first date. I said no. That may be a little too soon. I can understand that. Dude, yeah. You inviting her over on the first date? Probably not a good idea. Meet her in a public place. Meet her for a brief walk. I like to meet at a supermarket, well lit, not in the middle of the night, but in the early evening, a little bit dark, but with lights in a safe area. You want to put yourself in a position where the woman feels safe, but there's also an opportunity for a kiss or romance to happen. Because if that happens, then you're going to go to a second date, more than likely. I said no, so we met in public instead. I just find it weird that he seems so hung up on me coming to his house. Well, ma'am, he wants to find out if you're sexually compatible and if you're meant to be together. Nothing wrong with that, man. I think he made a mistake trying to get you to his house the first time. But if you met in public and you continue to want to see him, obviously you have some attraction to him, ma'am. Even after me telling him I'm uncomfortable with it, he'll say, okay. And then a couple days later, he asks again. He really acts clueless, like he has no idea why a woman would be uncomfortable. No, he has every idea, man. He's just trying to convince you because he probably thinks you're very attractive and he probably thinks that you're actually a good catch. What he's trying to do, ma'am, is get you to loosen up a little bit. Ma'am, I hate to say this with no disrespect, and you folks tell me in the chat and behind the scenes, ma'am, it sounds like you got a stick shoved up your ass. You got a stick up your ass, ma'am. And until you remove that stick, ma'am, I mean, most guys and most dates you go on and people you try to date, it's going to end up just like this. You're going to be spinning your wheels like you're stuck in the mud. Let's read a couple of comments here, and then we're going to go off the air because it is 8 past the hour. Queen says, turtles are slow. Well, these turtles move faster than this woman does, Queen. This woman's ridiculous, Queen. No disrespect. Those are just the facts. Sounds like he's the immature one for not understanding boundaries. No. The only mistake he made was trying to bring her over on the first date. That's the mistake he made. The rest, she's just being too goody-goody. She has too many rules. She's got issues, unresolved mental and emotional issues that are keeping her guarded from allowing the natural flow of progression to happen. When two people meet, they're either going to be attracted to each other right away, and there's going to be a sexual interest right away, or it'll never, ever be there, and it'll never, ever go anywhere. Those are just the facts. That and his friends. The minute she didn't agree with his ideas, he and his friends literally called their names. Yikes. But they were right. I don't agree with the name calling. That's immature, right? But they were right. This woman is just not in a good place for dating. She's got issues that she needs to work through. Yeah, she dodged a bullet on this one. Move on from this with your head high. These are women. You see, these are women. You see how women emotionally support women? Even if women are wrong. Look at this. This proves it. Look at the emotional support these women are getting here. And these women are validating that this woman is right when, for the most part, she's wrong. She's not that into him. That's what she says behind the scenes. No, I'll disagree with you behind the scenes person. We're going to be wrapping this up in a few, then I'll be calling you shortly afterwards. No, if she wasn't into him, she wouldn't keep trying, right? This is how she is. This is a woman that does this with every guy she meets, okay? This is a woman that has issues and is looking to find a guy that is going to take things really slow and go on 4 or 5 dates before even a kiss happens. And then another 4 or 5 days before you get to second base. And then maybe a couple months into it, maybe the intimacy will happen. No, this is a woman that is very closed off emotionally. She's got issues, maybe stemming back to her childhood. She's very guarded. She's probably been hurt sexually in the past. Maybe she was in a relationship and it was sexually abusive. Maybe she gave another guy a chance after that, and he maybe tried to convince her something was going to work out. She slept with him on the first night and then never called her again. We don't know what she's been through, but something is holding her back from putting her guard down. That's my opinion. And I'm very intuitive. But thanks for your opinion behind the scenes, ma'am. I communicated my boundaries with you. You can accept them, or we can call it quits. But you can't push them. Fuck this guy, super creepy. You said no, which was more than reasonable. He's being pushy, is rude. It's pressuring, and it's just a major red flag. Also, WTF is this other woman would. Well, go date other women then. I'm not here as part of a contest. You see, this is what's going on here. These women here are validating that the behavior of the woman that posted this is absolutely perfect. And what they're not realizing is that she has unresolved emotional issues that are keeping her guarded. Did this guy make a mistake or two? Was he kind of maybe being a little pushy? Yes, but I don't think he was being pushy on purpose. He was kind of trying to push it along because she kept on putting up roadblocks, right? Even when it wasn't called for, right? That's my opinion. This is a woman that I would have picked up on this on the first phone call, maybe even through messaging through a dating app. And I would just chalk it up to she's just emotionally and mentally unstable. She's got unresolved issues. It's not even worth a phone call. It's definitely not even worth meeting up in person, right? Being made to feel like you need to explain a personal comfort decision so early in a relationship? Nope. Imagine a few months down the road if you continued seeing him. That attitude would escalate. Nope. Walk away fast and don't look back. He should walk away from her. Look at how these women, this is Kimmy Sue 2421. Look at how women emotionally support each other even when the woman is wrong. Do you see why women are in a better position nowadays, even if they come from a broken household, because other women will emotionally support them? Men, don't do this for each other. You're seeing this. I'm glad I read this. You're seeing this right here. Tell me I'm wrong. It honestly sounds like he's trying every angle possible to convince her that it is fine. He is showing you on his best behavior. I may add, less than 3 months in, that he doesn't care about your boundaries. Creepy McCreeperson for sure. He's not a creep. This woman is just not ready to date. She's not dateable right now. She needs to take herself off the market, get her shit together, and put herself back out there when she's ready. If it was a man that was behaving this way, I'd say the same thing about him. This has nothing to do with me being a man and talking about a woman. This has to do with this particular person that happens to be a woman is just not ready to date. She's not in a good place. Tell me I'm wrong. Pressuring is always shitty, but it is kind of especially shitty as original poster's boundary is very reasonable. She can set any boundaries she wants. But if she sets too many boundaries, no one is going to be able to get in. It's not going to get anywhere. She's not dateable. My boundary could be something completely random, like I don't want to talk about other people during the first date, and it should be respected anyway. You know what? I want to hang around a woman like I'm doing now that's open to talk about anything and everything and is not afraid to express herself. No matter what. No boundaries, no rules. Let's just hang out and have fun, hook up, enjoy each other's company. No limits. The sky's the limit. Also, if she was found dead in the ditch the next day, what would the comments be? What was she thinking? Going to a guy's place for a second date? It's her own. These women are ridiculous. Look, you see what happens to women nowadays? This is what happens. They go out there, put out a story like this, where she's maybe not 100% wrong, but 90% wrong. And then you have women validating the fact that she's right about what she's saying when she's wrong. So she never learns. And she's going to continue going down the same rabbit hole because of this. And the way he is acting, the chances of her ending up in the ditch if she does go over, are higher than 50-50. And I wouldn't roll that dice. All the guy wanted to do was hang out with her, and if it feels right, be intimate with her. I love being intimate with women I date. I mean, seriously. Why would you want to be with someone you can't be intimate with? Maybe not in the ditch, but it screams abuser. No, he's not an abuser. He just wants to meet a cool, laid-back, down-to-earth woman that's open to receive love. Just like he is. This is ridiculous. Yeah, you can tell he's being manipulative and so early. Manipulative? How's he being manipulative? He invited her over. Maybe the first date wasn't a good thing to do, but then he was like, okay, cool, we'll meet in person instead. We'll meet outside of my place instead, I mean. This dude hopefully has realized that women like this are not dateable. Don't waste your time on them. You want to deal with laid-back women in a good place emotionally, that are open to receive love, that are not afraid to express their sexuality if it feels right. Right? This woman is just not in a good place to date right now. And if she keeps on getting advice like this from other women, I don't know if she ever will turn it around. She's going to have issues for a while until she figures it out, if she ever does. Lay the groundwork early for the payout later on. I'll read a couple more here, and I'm going to go off the air. Get your questions, comments, and concerns in, folks. I'm going off the air in 5 minutes. We're at 2 hours and 8 minutes. Okay, this person's responding. It's a woman responding to this part of the posting, the original posting. I communicated my boundaries with you. You can accept them, or we can call it quits, but you can't push them. It was another comment that she's responding to. This except I'd word it without the option. You don't respect my boundaries, so we shouldn't keep seeing each other. That works both ways. You know, I mean, he doesn't like how she's being. She doesn't like how he's being. They're not meant to be together. In my opinion, she's not dateable right now for any guy. And WTF is this other woman would. That part for me is particularly icky. Well, that wasn't mature of him to say, but he was just frustrated. He knew it wasn't going to work, so he kind of just threw that in there to give her a piece of his mind. Wasn't the most mature thing to do, but I understand why he did it. I personally wouldn't do that nowadays. I'm too old for that crap. It's either going to work for me right away or it doesn't work at all. Bottom line. It's like his other styles of pressure didn't work, and then he tried making her feel less or something. This man sounds really terrible. No, he's a man. He's a real man. He's going after what he wants, and he's not trying to waste time with women that are trying to waste his time. He sounds like a guy who doesn't understand that no means no. An abuser. These are all women here, just totally. You see what these women are doing? They're ganging up together, and they're giving this woman an incredible amount of emotional support that she doesn't deserve. And she's not learning her lesson. If he is not accepting no one around this topic, he won't accept no later on. If you give in, it will become an issue in your relationship where he will pressure you or where he will pester you until you give in. Save yourself the headache and walk away. Why would you want to be with someone where you both didn't feel like you naturally wanted to be together intimately and in other ways? I'm done with this. I'm annoyed. These are all women. Where are the guys? All right, let me read one more, because the original poster actually wrote back here. This is basically exactly what I told him, that it seems he doesn't respect my boundaries or care about the fact that I'm uncomfortable with something. I told him that even if he doesn't agree with my point of view, it would be nice if he at least tried to have some empathy. Ma'am, I don't want to hear this bullshit when I'm first getting to know any woman. This is emotionally unstable bullshit. When you're meeting someone in the dating world, ma'am, when you first lay eyes on each other, there's either a physical attraction or there's not. If that physical attraction is there and you had some conversation and you like each other, you got to go for the kiss or something. If you're too afraid, to show some kind of affection, even on a first date, then you're not ready to date, man. You're sitting here trying to mold the perfect guy and trying to control the situation, man. Man, something that's meant to be natural and real can't be controlled. This woman is a control freak, and she's trying to make it sound, she's trying to flip it, and these other women are trying to flip it and make him sound like he's a control freak. He's being the guy. He wants to be a cool, down-to-earth woman that wants to be in a relationship and wants to be intimate. What's wrong with that? He said my point of view doesn't make sense at all and that it seems like I probably dated fuckboys in the past. I doubt you've dated fuckboys, ma'am. I don't think you've gotten too far at all with most guys. I wouldn't be surprised if you either are a virgin or only have been intimate with one or two guys. So I'm punishing him for that. He also said he's just trying to find ways for us to see each other since our schedules are both so hectic. And that coming to his house to hang out would be the most convenient option. Man, this guy's probably seen two other women, and he's trying to figure out which one is the best one to keep around. He's probably banging two other women that you don't even know of. Because honestly, ma'am, if I was, getting to know you, and it was at this point where you guys are at, nothing there, I'd be dating another woman at the same time. And I would end up picking her and letting you go. This is ridiculous. You need to stop arguing with these men. It will just exhaust you and make you feel even worse. The second a man tries to disrespect your boundary, ghost and block. No need to argue with them. What's the point? You won't convince them and you hurt yourself. I'm going to wrap this up by saying this. Okay? This wasn't meant to be. Okay? This guy tried a few times. It didn't go anywhere. He kept on getting resistance. If a woman gives you resistance more than once, if she gives you resistance one time, you could try to overcome it. Maybe she's a little shy. Maybe she's just trying to loosen up. But if you try a second time or a third time and you get the same resistance, that's where you move on, right? And you as a guy, you can ghost and block her or just say, hey, it's not meant to be, right? And she could do the same thing. But neither of them did it. They kept seeing each other, which is odd. I'm surprised one or the other didn't say, okay, it's not working out. Anyway, let's go back to full screen and wrap this up because I got to get on out of here. Interesting show tonight. I had a good time doing it. I've been very pleased lately. I finally, did some really good tweaks to my laptop. And over the last week, I've had absolutely no dropped connections at all to the YouTube live streaming server or Facebook or DLive. It's been great. I really enjoyed doing these shows. I want to thank everyone for being here tonight. I want to thank Information Man Show for being here. Queen Helen Casey, thank you as always for being here. Thank you to Critical Mass Blog for being here. Thank you to Sifu Smo, a.k.a. Dion, for being here. And anyone else that I missed, or Johnny Dilks, thank you for being here earlier. You probably finally got some rest, brother. Welcome back from Italy, and congratulations to your cousin for his marriage. You made us aware behind the scenes in the Facebook group private moderator chat that it's all good. Glad that you're back, bro. Awesome, man. We got to get together sometime. All right, folks. I may be back for a Walking with Purpose stream in the morning tomorrow, but I'm not quite sure. I am going to be heading out for at least the night tomorrow, and probably won't be back until Sunday afternoon. So you might get a stream from me tomorrow. If not, you'll get something Sunday afternoon or Sunday evening. And yeah, we got the new song by Ethan Mixel to take us out on the end screen. So with that being said, have yourselves a great night. I'll see you all next time. Take care. Bye. Bye.